This thing on. Good God Almighty, we're approaching the witching hour. It's 2:46 a.m. Eastern time, at least for me. But you know what, man? I've been gone for so long, and man, tonight I was just playing some GM mode, and for the past few days, I've been thinking, like, do I want to wait all the way to Saturday? I got so much built up. I got a review. I got to listen, that I listen to music wise. So much movies that I've watched. I even made an exchange run. I was like, you know what? I think I feel like a little bit of a bonus episode. So call this a little bit of brews and reviews because I've been sipping some brews and I'm about to share some reviews. And if in case you don't know who this guy is and you're just tuning in for the first time and you're like, I wonder what he's about to talk about. This seems interesting. Well, I can start you off with this. It is the creme de la creme, the one that they do in fact call him Mr. El Tucretente, the ultimate mother effing sensei, because I don't think it's been that far along into the show to where I can get away with that without getting demonetized. So let me make sure I don't do that. But it is the creme de la creme, the one that they do in fact call him. You know the rest. I'll save the rest for Saturday, make it a little bit more special. But like I said, this is a bonus episode, a little bit of brews and reviews. And I do got a lot of reviews to share. As I did mention in the description, with the rollout of When Vampires Go Surfing, I kind of felt a little bit overly focused on that. Kind of fell to the wayside, and shit just happened. And Pull Up the Chair, unfortunately, got pushed to the side. And I do apologize for that. And I'm happy to be back, and we will be consistent moving forward. You can bet your bottom dollar. In fact, you can bet your bottom $2 you John Adams on that. So with that being said, let's just dive right into it, shall we? First off, I've been great, but we'll get to that more on Saturday when we will have guests as well in the Thunderdome and in the Inspiration Station. But this is me just holding down the fort, wanting to talk to y'all and just kind of just talking to an empty void. But to kick it off, though, I did want to start it off with a little bit of new music reviews. I know last week Eminem came out with a brand new single. Let me go check that out. Where was that? All right, but let me start from right there. Yeah, so Eminem, last week I saw drop that Houdini. I noticed some people have been tearing it apart. And damn it, I actually like it. I actually really like it. I really dig it. I think it's really good. There's fucking light and blinding. I'm missing something. Yeah, so that rebirth of Slim Shady that he did. Well, actually, I should say the death of Slim Shady, because that's what it looks like it turned out to be. At least that's the way the album's shaping up. That's the way he's marketing it. But I actually really like the music video. I thought it was classic Eminem. Why I kind of wanted to start with this is because I've been listening to it so much throughout this week, and I've been seeing people shitting on it all over the place. My thing is that people always say like, oh, I'm because I'm one of those people that I'm tired of Eminem doing the blah, 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 blah. That's not what I'm typically liking to hear most of the time, at least not from him. A couple times, sure, but not overall. And then he reverts back to doing a flow that you can clearly understand. I can make out every word of it. I think it's a great record, great beat, great sample. And people, no, that's still not what we still don't want to hear that. That's still bad Eminem. So then my question would be is what Eminem do you want to hear? What Eminem do you want to hear? You don't want to hear him rap like the old Slim Shady. You say that's fucked up. You don't want to hear him do the rap god shit. You say that's fucked up. So what do you want? You want to love the way you lie? Because that's what I hear. Apparently y'all want the pop records. And I can't understand that for the life of me, to be quite frank with you. Not to simultaneously plug the battle coming Saturday, which is Amy Winehouse versus Bob Marley. Shameless shelf plug of my own show. On my own show. That's an Inception plug, brother. Hold on there, dude. But, no, I really actually, like I said, I enjoyed it. Kind of confused as to why people are bashing it so much, because it's like, again, what do you want? What do you want from the guy? Apparently you just hate him. I hear two things in there. You either want, I love the way you lie, or what you tell me is that he can't do right. You just hate him. And I don't know. Part of me actually thinks that's a little bit corny. But no, I think granted, there was still a couple, there was still a couple bars on there where he said, well, first off, happy Pride Month, but he said, I got a trans cat who identifies as black, but it acts Chinese. And I feel like that was one of those bars where it was like, okay, come on now. But I don't know. I still thought that was fun. It got a laugh out of me. And I don't know. I still would say that was classic Eminem. I thought that was really good. Fucked that Houdini record a lot. Another artist that I like a lot, Lil Aaron. Actually got to see him twice live. That was great. He dropped a new record, which is very uncommon. I mean, this is his second single, but he hasn't dropped a single in a while. This is "You're the One for Me," and that actually, I mean, Houdini, I highly recommend. Well, actually, nah, I don't know if I can stamp Houdini with the highly recommend. But Lil Aaron, I can't quite stamp him with that one either. I can't let the bias step in. But I mean, check it out. I mean, I dig him a lot. I think if you like a little bit of that pop punk, kind of almost a little bit emo rap meets the pop punk, I think you would dig it a lot. Shabuzi dropped the new album. I'm just scrolling through what I added. I added 5 joints off of that, which the album was called "Where I've Been Isn't Where I'm Going," which I hadn't heard of the guy until a couple months ago, and all of a sudden he just absolutely exploded onto the scene. But I think he's got a great sound. I know that bar song hit TikTok like a fucking A-bomb. But excuse me. Jesus Murphy. And then, that bar song went fucking nuts. I think I'm well past the 7-second mark, so I think I'm good. Annabelle, another great record on there. My Fault, though, featuring Noah Cyrus, is actually my favorite one. And I was never even really too keen necessarily on Noah Cyrus, but that My Fault record, woo-wee, that bitch is sizzling. That bitch, that's too hot to handle. You gotta let that cool off. You gotta grab that shit with a napkin, maybe even 2 of them. Fuck it, make it 3 of them. That's what I highly recommend, checking out My Fault. I know I played that on the pre-show last week, but good God almighty, that thing's nuts. Then another joint I added on there was Drink Don't Need No Mix. Thought that was one of his better records on there as well. One artist that I don't really share too much love on, but he dropped the record, EP actually. Actually, take that back. I think it was a small album. I think it was about 8 to 9 tracks. Let me check that out, actually. Let me confirm on that. Yep, 8 records. I added 3 of them. I added Underwater, Line of Scrimmage, and Steiner Brothers. Of course, the Steiner Brothers, I got the little bit of a wrestling bias going there. But no, that Line of Scrimmage record's nuts. Steiner Brothers is nuts. Underwater's is brazy. They're all fucking crazy. No, I definitely think you should check out some Don Tripp. I can't stamp it with the highly recommend. Like I said, I can't let my bias get in the way. But new music-wise from last week, I would say Shabuzi definitely gets with My Fault featuring Noah Cyrus, the highly recommendation. I can give that one the Tucker Tente stamp of approval. Then for this week, I know Belly dropped a new project, 96 miles from, or actually no, last week, Belly dropped 96 miles from Bethlehem. I added 3 records on that, which was Patience versus Patience. Hold on there, dude. That's 2 different Patience. That's some wordplay, brother. Then you got Crucifix. Then you got Mac Tub featuring Alana and MC Abdul. And I actually thought they all did their thing on that. And MC Abdul, salute to you. Cheers to you. You used the same pair of dice bar that I did. Big cheers to that. I call peace. You're not going to hear me barking up the old X tree or Twitter tree, whatever you want to call it. Then for this week, now so far I know this is kind of fresh off the press here because literally it's only been out for not even a full 3 hours. But while I was doing some GM mode, I did have a chance to listen to some of this stuff. Granted, this is going off a complete first listen. I mean, I'm talking one listen. I was trying to just browse through. I was obviously paying attention, but I was playing GM mode. But I wasn't replaying records like I normally do. It was just boom, 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 one time through. I did not listen to the whole Thames project, but shout out Mango when you watch this. I know he dropped in the group chat and said this is the Cole that we all love, which was Free Fall, Thames featuring J. Cole. Allow me to take a good old-fashioned swisheroonie of the beer. Of the Bruce Scalini, the Milwaukee Brewer. The CLE Brewer. Now I'm just saying things to buy time. Then you got, I saw Kate Renata drop the whole album. However, I only checked out a couple records on that. Shout out good brother Doomer, aka Big Boss 20. Big Boss 20, who Big Boss Andrew Jackson that recommended those into the group chat as well. I remember it was Anderson Paak and Sir. I like that record a lot. Love the record with Gambino Witchy. And sent it another record as well. And I don't think I got to that one, so I got to get to the rest of the album. But from those two alone, and plus it's Kate Renata, I mean, come on now. What are we talking about? You know, that shit's fire. That shit's goodness gracious. Great balls of F-I-R-E. You should know that by now. Then I did get to check out all of, there was one album I got to check out all of, which was the new Ski Mask the Slump guy, Big Ski Scaroony. He dropped 11th Dimension, new album. We got some features on that. We got Future, ATL Jacob. We got Juice WRLD. We got a Triple X Tentacion interlude, RIPX. I believe there was another feature on here as well. Let me go check out the whole project. First off, it's 21 records. You got Ski Bing on there. I don't know if I pronounced that right. Probably botched it. Then you got Ski Mask the Slump Gout and Corbin on the last track, which I believe that was already dropped as a SoundCloud single. But yeah, you got Monsters Inc. with Future, which I didn't even realize that it was called Monsters Inc. But love that record. My favorite so far, those Earwax. Love Wake Up with Juice WRLD, obviously. The X interludes. I don't want to spoil that one. I don't want to spoil that. But when you listen to the Ja interlude, man. RIPX, man. I mean that record. I mean that skit, that interlude, that he's the one that can still get away with that and still do that, and it doesn't come off as corny because those two are literally tight like that. So I got nothing negative to say about him using anything involving X because he totally has the right to. They were attached to the hip. They were practically Siamese. I mean that's all love on that one. But no, just happy to get new Ski, man. Hulk's a great new record. You got Kill Streak, Shibuya, which that was a single. You got Mandalorian. I mean, this is just, you know what? I can highly recommend this off first listen because I know that I'm going to keep going back to it because at the end of the day, man, it's new Ski. We love hearing it. I mean, he hasn't put out really an album in a while. I think there was maybe a project. God. Trying to think, maybe a year or two ago. Let me go check that. To close out on the new music reviews. When was the last time he dropped an album? 2021, he dropped the Sin City mixtape. Then 2018, he dropped Stokely. So it's been quite a long time. Definitely been a while. And I think this is going to be something that has high replay value. I'm really excited to see kind of how some of these records turn out. Kind of one of those cases where I'm actually oddly excited to see how his sales go because I think they should truly go through the roof. Happy to have him back. And man, shout out Ski, RIPX. I know he's doing it in the name of, and I'm just happy to see where everything goes for Ski. But to close out on just talking about music in general, because like I said, I watched a lot of new movies and I'm excited to talk about them. The first thing I have to talk about, though, before I get into movies is, I talk about TV, too. And a certain special dropped on Paramount Plus by a certain TV show, certain cartoon, have you, that I've been watching since I was a wee little whippersnapper. And that show would be South Park. And they dropped the Ozempic special. Kendrick, what have you done? Kendrick, what have you done? Kendrick, you have created a trend that is a monster. And I don't think the world's ready for it. But Trey Parker and Matt Stone, they don't give a fuck about that. They said we're gonna put on a special anyways. And one of the names that they happen to drag in said special, which I do highly recommend checking out that special if you have Paramount Plus. You should definitely check that out, especially if you're a fan of South Park. I know South Park hasn't been as funny as it, was in its heyday over the past couple, I'd say 4 to 5 year stretch. But when they hit, they hit. And that new Ozempic special is absolutely hilarious. It's one of those times where, the roast of Tom Brady, man, it makes you feel like comedy's back and just no holds barred anymore. And it's just anything goes. And love to see it in the name of comedy. And it's just so great to watch. Highly recommend checking that out. But one of the names that they dragged through the mud that the special was kind of centered around was Lizzo. And you don't need to take Ozempic because you can just be prescribed Lizzo, which is body positivity. And everybody immediately wondered, oh shit, how's Lizzo going to take it? How's she going to react? She's going to probably be pissed. And shout out Lizzo because she took that shit on the fucking chin. No problem at all. She addressed it, laughed at it, thought it was an honor that they used her in the South Park episode. I thought that was totally cool how she reacted to it. And you know what, Lizzo? Shout out to you. If there's one thing you got to learn about getting clowned in South Park, you got to take that shit on the chin. Because if you don't, all they're going to do is hit you harder. That's why they've been letting fucking Kanye get smoked for fucking 15 years. You don't want to fucking engage in that shit. And she took that shit like a champ. So you know what, Lizzo? Shout out to you. And that Ozempic special really is truly amazing. I highly recommend checking that out. So to start off, I want to see which movie I wanted to go with first. But I think it's the one that coincides with the battle on Saturday, since Bob Marley's movie came out earlier this year. And Amy Winehouse's movie, Back to Black, just came out. And, man, as soon as that thing hit my Fandango, hit my Voodoo. How much to buy? Oh, $25? Yeah, that's worth it. No problem. No hesitation. Absolutely phenomenal movie. Oh, my God. I mean, literally, oh my God. I mean, absolutely incredible. Let me look up this woman's name because she deserves an Oscar nomination. And I remember I already was prepared for this. I took a screenshot because I was like, nah, I need to know who this actor is. This is crazy. This is absolutely absurd. Yeah, I mean, the way that she did Amy is like, come on. Look this up. I lost the screenshot, of course. But no, I mean, that movie, top to bottom, I mean, I didn't realize until about 10 minutes in, I leaned over and I told my wife, I literally told wifey, I was like, I didn't realize that I didn't know jack about this woman. Like, I didn't know nothing. And the way that she was portrayed, and when I went back then after the movie and watched, like, the interviews and just seeing, like, how wonderful. I mean, okay, so her name is Marissa Abella. Yeah, Marissa Abella, you got the Oscar now. Come on now. Somebody throw her name in the hat because that shit is fucking nuts. And getting to see this portrayal of her and seeing how her family came out and reacted about it, I mean, I think that's another special element of it. Definitely think that's another special element of it. I mean, absolutely incredible how they were able to incorporate her music and like the live lounge performance of Valerie, like all the way up to the end. And like they were able to do the end where like you don't see tragedy, kind of like the Doors movie with Val Kilmer playing Morrison. Great movie. But I kind of like it better where it's like Elvis and it's like the Amy movie and it's like the Bohemian Rhapsody where it's like you see them in their last final greatest moments and then it is this is what happened. Like I think that needs to be a little bit more. I got nothing but great things. Highly recommend. One of the better biopics. I forget the other way people pronounce it, but tomato, potato, potato. However you pronounce it, Ultimate Sensei, Tukur Tente, whatever it is. But I highly recommend, though, checking out that movie. I mean, oh, my God. That Marissa Abella, she knocked that thing out of the park. She got 9 runs in 1 hit. I mean, that is absolutely incredible performance. 5.5 out of 5. I got nothing but... In fact, how about you go watch it, then we come and talk in the comments. We go and talk on Reddit. We go and talk on Twitter. We have fun. Because that movie is absolutely nuts. And if you guys can watch it before Saturday, man, I think that'll really, and watch the Bob Marley One Love movie too. Watch those and get in the zone because we got Amy Winehouse winners bracket versus Bob Marley winners bracket, and that's going to be special. And man, coming off the energy of watching that movie, Man, it's going to be a great one. I'm telling you, it's going to be a great one. Another movie, though, that I also have to highly, highly recommend. Now, this one I watched with wifey. This one I watched actually about a week ago. I've heard nothing. I heard nothing but great things about it at the time. And I saw who the actor was, and I was like, okay, I see great things are being talked about him, and everything that I see him in have been great. I don't know that guy's name. Should probably look that up. But the movie that I am referencing, though, is Late Night with the Devil. And that's another, wow. One of the better horror movies that I've seen in a while. I love the uniqueness of it. I think it's absolutely incredible, the performance that this guy did and kind of the route they went with it. And that gentleman's name is, oh boy, we got a long one. We got a lot of syllables here. David Dastmalchian. I'm only going to say that twice actually. David Dastmalchian. I thought he did a great job. Probably botched the hell out of that name. But I thought he did a great job, though, playing in that role. Obviously, it's a fictional role. But no, highly recommend that. That was a very unique horror movie. I thought they tackled the whole low-budget thing very great. I thought the way he performed was outstanding. It was absolutely incredible movie. I don't want to give too many spoilers, but it don't get bored 20 minutes in, because once it's about 25 minutes in, that sucker goes, and it fucking goes. It's like the Millennium Force 3 times in a row after that point. So trust me, you want to give that movie the full chance. Don't get bored 15, 20 minutes in. You got to truck that one out. Which that leads into the next horror movie that I wanted to talk about and chat about for a bit too. Was me and Mango, once again referencing him. I actually got back into the theater for the first time since Godzilla -1. It felt really great to be back at the theater. Wanted to throw this out, but it was actually kind of odd being at the theater, because I didn't realize that I've been, like, if you go away for too long, all of a sudden shit changes. So I walk up, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm going to go get the tickets. I'm standing in line. I'm like waiting for this guy to turn around. He's like making popcorn. I'm like, I think he hears or sees me. I'm kind of doing the fake clear throat cough thing. Like all of a sudden I just developed a cold right in line. But I was just standing there, and okay, now a line's forming, because originally it was just us. We're still just chatting. And then all of a sudden I look down and think, I'm like, oh, fuck. Oh, shit. We got to order the tickets on this thing. And I can tell these people are kind of doing the fake cough to me right behind me. So I'm like, fuck, we can't have 2 groups of people doing the fake cough, and then it's really weird. So I was like, all right, we got to figure this out. And thankfully that went great. But the movie that I was referencing that we did see that day was another horror movie that I was really, really pumped to see. And I think I even mentioned before when I heard that it was discussed coming out, was Strangers, Chapter 3, or whatever. I don't know. Shit's a prequel. I'm not quite sure. But absolutely phenomenal movie. I know some people think that it's just the same formula every time, but you know what? I like that shit. Is Tamara home? See, now I think it'd be funny. I think it'd be funny if, like, what, because that's not exactly an uncommon name. So, like, what if somebody in that house, like, say it was like it's always like a family of like 2, and then there's like a kid, and the kid's like trying to smoke a cigarette outside and like just trying to rebel against the family, and the other one's like away with the headphones in on their phone. That's like the best noise cancellating headphones you've ever seen on God's green. And there's just like no defense. But like, what if there was actually, like, let's just start here. What if there was like a Tamara actually there? To where, like, when they're like, is Tamara home? They're like, yeah, actually. Hey, Tamara, we think you got a friend here. Like, and then they'd be like, ah, fuck. They'd be like, well, is Tommy home? They're like, oh, that's my name. What's up? I'm not sure if I know you. Then the whole thing goes to shambles. But no, overall, thought Strangers, New Chapter was a great movie. I know that they're dropping 1, 2, and 3, I believe, within the span of a year. And like I said, you can sign me up. I own the first one. I own the second one. And I'm probably about to own the third one. I saw that it was on pre-order on Vudu. So as soon as that comes out, ka-cha! I'm buying that sucker as well. But to end out on this bonus episode, to end out on this fun that we're having, because like I said, I just want to tap in for a little bit, give you guys a little bit of a prelude for Saturday. And I know I've been away for too long, and I hate being away for too long. If I could do this thing every 2 days and get away with it, I would oversaturate, and you can bet your bottom $3 I would. And with that being said, though, the recent movie that I also did buy that was absolutely phenomenal, and you guys have heard me talk about this before, but Godzilla Kong New Empire, baby. Every step Godzilla takes, another town gets destroyed. Oh my God. No, that shit's absolutely fire. It's one of those movies that I can just throw on in the background and have a fire studio session when I'm listening or when I'm watching it. And just, I can watch that. I can watch that with the sound off. But no, I highly recommend checking that out. Movie, though, that I more so highly recommend checking out. And I know I mentioned this back in December when it was at the theater. And it's been so long since it's actually got to release out to where you can stream it or you can buy it or you can rent it. I'm telling you guys right now, it's on Netflix. It's on Vudu. You can buy it. It's dubbed in English, but I think you should even watch it in the regular OG version and get the full kick. And that is Godzilla -1. I put my stamp on that being one of the best movies of last year, and I was glad to see that it took home the Oscar that it did. But man, those new Godzilla movies, any way you cut it, highly recommend checking those out. But Godzilla -1, boom, highly recommend checking that out. Number one, stream that sucker on Netflix. Ozempic special South Park on Paramount Plus. Late Night with the Devil. I'm not quite sure where you can get that yet at, but I think it's on HBO Max. If not, rent that thing on Vudu. Pay your money for it. That's how people earn their money, and it's much deserved when you got a quality product like that. Then you got Strangers. Check that out. I know that's coming out soon to streaming, as well as being available for rent and buy. And I think I'm only leaving out one movie. What is I leaving out? I ain't forgetting shit. What am I leaving out? Back to Black. That's my most highly on the top of the pedestal recommendation. Back to Black, Amy Winehouse movie. Speaking on that, then, to close us out, like I said, I highly recommend checking those out. But to close us out, I thought we'd have a little bit of fun. So, did want to mention before we talk about it on Saturday, because game one just happened tonight and it's not looking too good for my bets. But we knock on wood and we manifest correctly and we never jinx. Dallas Mavericks will steal this shit in 7. I do believe we're in for a great series. I know originally I said that it was going to be Boston Celtics versus Denver Nuggets, but Adam Silver, that piece of shit, fed me the wrong information. So it was Celtics versus Mavericks, but I got my money on the Mavericks because, like I said, I wasn't going to take the Celtics all the way. So with that being said, I got the Dallas Mavericks. I think Luka and Kyrie are going to start running hot. I like the way that their deep court looks with Porzingis. And, oh, man, we're just going to talk about the rest of this Saturday when I got people around me that know sports where I can bounce that off somebody. But with that being said, when vampires go surfing, out now. All DSPs, all streaming platforms. That goes for Pornhub, DoorDash, Weezer, Deezer, Geezer, Pandora, Apple Music, Spotify, YouTube, Google Play, Amazon, Tidal. It is there. Go check it out. Man, it's been so great to see the reception and the love y'all have shared on that album, on that project. It's been a ton of fun, and we still got so much more rollout to come as I'm actively working on chapter 2 and 3 of the trilogy. Always working at all times, man. New freestyle coming soon. New merch available coming soon, but there's still the Sleepless logo merch available in multiple different shirt sizes, crew necks, hoodies, all that good stuff. Go get your merch now. It ships all over the world, all overseas with the same shipping fee. So with that being said, you can dress like me. I love you guys. It's Mr. El Tucretente, the ultimate motherfucking sensei. Wanted to share some brews, have some reviews, and just tap in with y'all and have a little bit of fun. I'm going to get back to GM mode, though, and I'll see y'all guys on Saturday for a blessed, wonderful, sleepless Saturday. Once again, it's Bob Marley versus Amy Winehouse. 1-0 winners bracket, and we got Pull Up a Chair episode 84, but this was Pull Up a Chair 83, the bonus episode from your captain speaking, Mr. El Tucretente, the ultimate motherfucking sensei, telling you to keep the love high and the hate low, and most importantly, wake up with a smile on. And Lord willing, I'll see you Saturday. Peace and Prost, a.k.a. Big Cheers.